Welcome to Licensed Poetics. I'm your host, Fang Ling. Today I have for you the second half of the epic quotes-off game between Derek and myself, where I give him one line from literature and he has to tell me if it's by Murakami or not, because that's one of his favorite authors. And I do the same for Daphne du Maurier, because she's my favorite. And stick to the end of the game to find out a special treat we have prepared for LP supporters on Buy Me a Coffee. Cool. Are you ready for your first quote?
Yes.
I'll just start with an intense one.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Physical love is unthinkable without violence.
That could be a Murakami quote.
Physical love is unthinkable without violence.
Oh, I actually don't know. That's like too... The problem is that when you get a really short quote, it could be a Murakami quote. There's no way of knowing. Let me think. I don't recognize it. I'll start there. Is it a Murakami quote?
Okay, can I talk about this line a little bit? Like, physical love is unthinkable without violence. Like, what do you think of that line? Do you agree with it?
There's an interpretation there, right?
Yeah, there's interpretation.
Like I think you could interpret it really generously,
yes.
and go for like the idea of love is to transgress and therefore create connection.
Therefore violence.
Yeah, and therefore blah, blah, whatever.
That's the most charitable way you can.
The other way is that like it does actually, especially in a heterosexual, like, I'm not going to like feminist theory. Like I don't know that much about it, but yes.
I don't know that much about feminist theory either, to be honest.
But I think there is the argument that like physical love or intimacy sex basically requires like the act of penetration itself is a violent one inherently or something like that. I've seen, look, I don't know.
Maybe it's something about the violence of desire or something like that.
Yeah.
There is pain inherent in both things. And fear.
I think the idea is that it has to, for both those things to happen, you have to disrupt the status quo, so an action has to be taken or something like that. And
yeah, because violence also means disruption, right?
Yeah. So there's,
but then of course there's the
there's like
it's just like, it's awfully dehumanizing in a way to think that.
I don't know, that rings as possibly like maybe too sensitive to like a feminine plight to be like a Murakami thing, but
sensitive to a feminine.
Because that's the other argument, right? It's like,
oh my god, hey, say that again. Sensitive to the female plight.
Yeah, like like women have
honestly,
in love, women have to deal with violence in a way, or the threat of it in a way that men significantly less.
Some authors have that sensitivity to female plight, and then they choose to ignore it. So, what do you think? What's your answer? It's okay. We already aced this question by having some really good discussion. So it doesn't matter what you
think the answer, if it would be in like the hard-boiled Wonderland or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think it is.
Okay.
What is it?
You're correct.
What is it?
It's not a Murakami quote. That one's from Milan Kundera.
That was the other guy I thought about. I was like, I thought about that, the taming. I have been thinking about that nonstop.
You're welcome. If you don't get that reference, go back and listen to our episode with Eric.
Are all our episodes just pointing to all our other episodes?
Yeah.
What an interconnected web.
We should do that. Yeah.
All right, next one.
I love how you did really well on that one. You
Thanks.
identified that it's not Murakami. Next one. Whenever I look at the ocean, I always want to talk to people. But when I'm talking to people, I always want to look at the ocean.
That could actually be one. I don't know if I don't know.
What is this circularity?
No.
When I look at the ocean, I want to talk to people. But when I'm talking to people, I always want to look at the ocean.
I think like the meaning is like I would rather look at the ocean.
But when he looks at the ocean, he wants to talk to people.
I think that's a Murakami quote.
Well done.
Is it from
Well done.
Is it from Hear the Wind Sing?
Yes.
Because I think it's part of, there's actually a really good quote that comes with it. I don't know if you've chosen it, but it's where he talks about writing as a ruler. Did you use that quote? He's like,
yeah.
Writing is measuring the distance between yourself and reality, or like the world.
That's beautiful.
Like that's what it is. It's you create, but what that's really doing is reinforcing and creating distance. Yeah. So that's is that when he's like? I think it might be when he's like, oh shit. I actually don't really. I'm not too confident because the only time I remember the ocean being in Hear the Wind Sing is when the story about when he first meets his friend Rat, and they're at the beach and they get drunk and pass out on the beach.
Also, he doesn't want to talk to Rat. He wants to look at the ocean.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
That makes sense. Okay. Well, anyway, well done. Very well done indeed. Next one. Whiskey, like a beautiful woman, demands appreciation. You gaze first, then it's time to drink.
That sounds like Murakami.
You're correct.
Yeah.
Also, I did pick all of these that are Murakami from the books that you have read.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
I haven't picked any from the books that you
Is that from Hard Boiled Wonderland?
Yeah. Damn.
It's because it's like the one that's explicitly like a noir like play. It's like anyway, I drink whiskey and when I open my fridge, oh, there's nothing but whiskey, but I'm a great cook. Like that's the whole.
There's nothing in my fridge but whiskey, but I'm a great cook.
That's literally what happens. The whole
so
thing.
funny.
He's dating this girl, and then wait, is he seeing her? But he it's the one with the unicorn skull. I actually really like that book.
Well done. You're 3 for 3 so far.
Okay, cool.
I think
cool.
you're going to do really well.
I don't know. We'll see.
Even if you don't acknowledge it, people die. Guys sleep with girls. That's just how it is.
That is a Murakami quote. I think that's also from Hear the Wind Sing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's a line. Ah, shit. I think it's really early on in the book, actually. But yeah, that's just how he talks. I think that's how he writes. He writes everything with absolute like certainty. Like everything is like
he doesn't doubt himself.
This is
He doesn't leave room.
This is the case.
Yeah, I'm just astonished that this is a notable quote. To be honest,
I don't know why I don't think
even
it is.
even if you don't acknowledge it, people die. Guys sleep with. I think it's the certainty. It's the fact that he says it with such utter surety.
Yeah.
That
it doesn't work when I say things like this to Jeremy. He just gets mad and he's like, "That's actually incorrect because blah blah."
That's
blah.
a lesson in that every line needs context. You know.
I don't think it does. Like there's an element of that is true. They're truisms, right? Like no matter, like even if
you don't acknowledge it,
people die. Guys
sleep with girls. That's just how it is.
Also girls sleep with girls, and also guys sleep with guys, and also like.
But if he adds that, that's not.
No. But my point being, like, that's true though. Everything is true.
Yeah.
When you can say obvious shit as if it like means something.
Next one. So you're 4 for 4 so far.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Next one. This is very sexual, all of it. I want to swallow you, have you melt into me and flow through my veins.
I don't think that's a Murakami quote.
Why don't you think so?
It doesn't feel like it. I have no other reason to think that.
Very good intuition, because it is not a Murakami quote.
What is it from?
Yeah, what is it from? Have a think. I want to swallow you, have you melt into me and flow through my veins. And I'll give you a hint. The line is italicized in the book.
Oh, that's it's not as helpful as you think. Hang on, let me think.
I know you've read this book.
Swallow you. I'll just swallow you. It's not the vegetarian, is it?
It is the vegetarian.
Is it which guy is it?
It's the artist guy. It's right after they have sex.
That makes sense.
Right after they have sex. Oh my god, it's such a good moment because that line is italicized, right? And then right after that line is when Young-hae, the insane woman, says out loud, will the dreams stop now? Like the guy is thinking, oh, I want to swallow you, have you melt into me and flow through my veins. And then Young-hae is like, will the dreams stop now? Yeah, anyway, shout out to Han Kang, who just won the Nobel Prize. Woohoo! Next one. All great and precious things are lonely.
Did you just pick the one with the word lonely because you're like Murakami?
No.
Lonely.
All great and precious things are lonely. I mean, lonely is just a word that's used constantly in literary fiction, right?
But it's like it appears a lot in Murakami. I actually don't. This is hard. This one's hard actually.
All great and precious things. I know me keep saying it is not gonna help you.
I don't. It sounds kind of like it could be, but I'm stuck on the words precious, great, and precious.
Oh,
That doesn't seem like to me that doesn't track as like a Murakami phrase.
I love this. Do you
Yeah.
realize we're getting so specific?
I actually, I'm gonna say no. It could be, but I'm gonna say no.
Well done. It's not.
Yeah.
Damn it! You're so good at this.
Because great and precious doesn't like just doesn't.
Fuck. I love how specific we're getting. Like we're
how else can you do
we're
it?
down to like the very specific. But can you guess who this is? Do you want to guess? You've read this book. I haven't read it. It's East of Eden by John Steinbeck.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I gotta reread that. That book. that book always makes me feel like
things.
Wait, but you know what makes me feel? It feels like you're reading the Bible. Like everything.
I don't read the Bible.
No. But neither do I. But it feels something equally important, which is really hard to to appreciate. I don't understand why, but when I read, I mean I know why because it's like literally a retelling of biblical stories. But
Okay, yeah.
But it just feels like there's weight and magnitude to every event that happens in it. Like everything that happens in it was destined to happen forever, and like everything that will happen must naturally occur because of course that's the way things happen. Like I love that about East of Eden.
Okay, next one. I gotta up the difficulty.
Okay.
Is evil something you are or something you do?
Oh. So let me think. If it is a Murakami quote, it's something one of the non-Murakami characters would say. Like it would be
I love it. One of the non
it would be like let me think. Like it would be something that like Rat asked the narrator or something, or like something that you know what? I think it is. I don't know why, but I think it is.
Okay, you got it wrong.
Damn. Yeah.
This is the first time you got it wrong. And like
nice.
Second round of the okay. Well, it's not Murakami.
Yeah.
Is evil something you are or something you do? Is from American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis.
I knew I should have finished that book.
I don't remember if it's in the beginning or in the end.
I don't remember those words.
Yeah.
Like, and I remember. I didn't get very far into that book.
I remember that this line from the book. I mean, if I said something like "I have to return some videotapes," then you would know immediately that that's American Psycho.
Yeah, because that's like
yeah. But I feel like this was
that's because that line's in the movie. I think.
Yeah.
Is that line in the movie?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with it. I'm not very familiar with it. But like the movie does quote the book a lot.
Yeah, no, because they have to.
The book so much.
I mean, it has to. Otherwise, it would be a different movie.
No, you don't have to. Like the movie directly quotes the book so much. Like in the famous, like when Christian Bale is peeling off his.
Yeah, but it has to. It has to because that's like because the style of it is in the.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Damn. Okay, I got you with that one.
Nice.
So you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're 5 out of 6 right now.
Okay, cool.
Okay, next one.
Shit, this round is way harder.
I love the previous
But that's because
round.
Community was so easy.
Yeah. Next one. The normal world has no room for exceptions and always quietly eliminates foreign objects. Anyone who is lacking is disposed of.
That sounds like it could be from Hard-Boiled Wonderland. I think it is.
No, you got it wrong.
Shit. What was it? If that's fucking like
I'll read it again. I think you can get it.
If it's fucking 1984, I swear to God.
It's not 1984. The normal world has no room for exceptions and always quietly eliminates foreign objects. Anyone who is lacking is.
I've read this book, right?
You have, yeah. Honestly, I found this one is pretty distinct. I was like, oh, surely.
No, because I know that I've read them. I just don't know what
Oh,
I don't know what it is.
see, like that's a good angle to like hit you with something that sounds vaguely familiar.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is from Convenience Store Woman.
Oh fuck,
Like this is literally the thesis of Convenience Store Woman,
man!
right?
The
normal world.
You were like, who sounds like an an alienated Japanese guy?
Japanese art.
Well, maybe I'll go with an alienated Japanese woman, and it'll be this. It'll have the same effect.
Yeah, like this is literally the
I do
thesis.
remember that line. which is weird. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that
Right,
line's
right?
familiar.
Yeah,
That's a good line.
It's a good line, and it's the theme of the book that's highlighted in one.
Yeah,
line,
yeah.
Right? Like, see, when you're writing a novel, you gotta sneak into that, like that line that tells the theme, but you gotta be sneaky and put it.
Have you
in,
seen that thing about like in the movies? That's how Noah Baumbach writes his movies too. The character's journey is about like letting other people into her life. The first scene is them on the freeway and be like, and them beeping and yelling at another person. Hey, let me in. That's the line that is the thesis of the story. That becomes
okay, yeah.
And
Well,
I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's a really fun thing to do if you think about it. Like once you have a story all laid out and you got to sneak in your thesis at a clever point, you know?
Well, I think in that one it was written by accident. Like that wasn't intentional. So Noah Baumbach is married to Greta Gerwig.
Oh,
and
I know Greta Gerwig is married to another director.
Yeah, Greta Gerwig, I think, told him that like at some point when they were together, and he was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, in your movie, your character states the thesis of the,
yeah,"
and he's like, "What?"
Okay, next quote for you.
By the way, most of these Murakami books that I said I've read, I think I've only read them all once.
Yeah.
Other than the, just so that people don't think that like I haven't read them.
This one. It's really difficult to talk about dead people, but it's even harder to talk about dead young women. Do you want to? Okay, I'll give you an option if you want the rest of the quote.
Yeah, give me the rest of the quote. I'm curious.
It's even harder to talk about dead young women. It's because from the time they die, they'll be young forever. On the other hand, for us, the survivors, every year, every month, every day, we get older.
Do any women die in like? I'm trying to think of like which. And I know that in Hear the Wind Sing, like one of his one of his ex-lovers dies or something. And he does attend a funeral at some point. I'm gonna say yes. I think I'm gonna say yes.
Good job. It is. And it is from Hear the Wind Sing.
Yeah, it is. I think it's about like his dead lover, and like he's like skipping there's a scene where he's like wearing like a funeral outfit or whatever. All right. Good job, mate.
I just like how it's just like, it's harder to talk about dead young women. Because it has that specific dead young woman.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes a bit more sense.
It wasn't just random.
It
like
wasn't
he's
just random.
Hey,
like,
by the way, do you ever think about dead young women? Like, what?
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, next one. This is a beautiful quote. This uneasiness comes over me from time to time, and I feel as if I've somehow been pieced together from two different puzzles.
That's a Murakami quote, I think.
You are correct. It is.
Is that Hard Boiled Wonderland?
No.
Or is that from like
It's
After
a beautiful
Dark?
quote. And it's not After Dark, no. Try again?
Shit. What about? Oh, that's gonna be Sputnik Sweetheart, right?
No, it's from Pinball.
Really?
Apparently.
Oh,
Apparently, yeah.
I'm curious about when that's from.
It's beautiful, beautiful line. Uneasiness. I've been pieced together from two different puzzles. Oh, that's beautiful.
He has a lot of really beautiful lines.
Yeah.
In between all the weird shit,
6,
the questionable like comments.
Oh my god, you got 10 already. Okay. I'm so excited to get to the bonus round.
Okay.
Here is this quote. Actually, it's not a quote at all. It's just a review on Goodreads.
Okay.
I'll tell you that there's one review of a certain book by Murakami. That's 1 star. And the review just says, this book is literally so pointless.
God, that could be literally any of them. Okay.
That's fine. I have a second part.
Is it one of the ones that I've read?
I don't think I should tell you this.
Because
No.
it's likely it's likely between Killing Commentadore or it's IQ 84 or
One
whatever.
Q84.
Yeah, one Q84.
Let's rank Murakami books by pointlessness and see which one.
I actually think the most pointless. I don't know, like the less good or pointless. I don't know.
Okay, this review it's left.
Okay.
It's left by Jack Edwards himself,
I
the
don't know.
most popular book YouTuber ever.
Okay.
Yeah, I when I read that as I was researching this, and I just like burst out laughing. This book is literally so pointless. But there's another review on the same book that I think is gonna help you figure out what book it is. It's also a 1-star review, and it just says, "I don't care about running."
Oh, is this the hang on. What I talk about when I talk about running.
When I talk about running.
Yeah.
And then Jack Edwards was like, this book is literally so pointless.
I think it's just about him talking about how he
Running.
runs every day. Yeah.
And then this review is like, I don't care about running. 1 star. Then why did you
Those are
buy this
good.
book called What I Talk About When I Talk About Running? To be fair though, that is a memoir. It's not a fiction.
Yeah, it is. It's just like they don't care about his life. Like it's fair. I actually think his life is really interesting.
I haven't read it.
But
yeah, it's really
he
funny.
has a book called like Writer as Vocation, which is I think is really
Did
interesting.
he write that?
Yeah.
What? I've heard of Writer as Vocation. I didn't know he wrote it.
or Writing as Vocation or something.
Okay, right.
I can't look. Maybe I'm thinking of different
Oh my
books.
God.
But
Here is this one phenomenal quote. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional.
I know that quote. That's not Murakami.
It is Murakami.
What?
And it is from What I Talk About When I Talk About Running.
Oh, okay. I don't know that one.
This
What did you say?
pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional.
I mean, okay, yeah.
So
He just says
condescending.
true things.
Don't you think it's condescending a little bit? But I can kind of see
You
the
see
angle.
the point.
I
Yeah.
see the angle
Yeah.
in which it
It's a
would be
stupid
true.
line though.
It's so, I think it's so funny.
Um,
Oh my God. I had so much.
Have we reached the end?
Oh, we have reached the end.
Okay.
I'm just going through other random quotes now because some of his quotes are like just wild.
Yeah, you got any good ones?
Yeah, you're a pastel-colored Persian carpet, and the loneliness is a Bordeaux wine stain that won't come out.
What's that from?
Men Without Women.
Oh,
Is that a fiction?
yeah, it is.
Novel?
It's a collection of short stories.
You did really well. Wait, let me collate I think you got what, 8 out of 10?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
you got
not
8 out
bad.
of 10.
That's better
you
than I
did
thought.
really well.
That's better than
I love how you identified the vegetarian quote like immediately that it's not Murakami. Very good.
It's just not the right.
Okay. Oh my God.
You know what it is? It's because
Yeah.
it's too emotional. It's too emotional to describe sex that way. And Murakami's
It is very
descriptions of
emotional,
sex
right?
are really physical and always really like kind of jarring.
Emotionless, huh?
They're not emotionless. It's just like the guy never knows what the fuck's going on. And it's basically the girl is like
Oh, yeah.
some
you're
weird
right.
like beast or whatever.
Yeah,
and he's
see-
like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, man.
Yeah, see this guy, like, I want to swallow you. Have you melt into me and float? Like this guy, he knows what he wants and he knows how to say it.
Yeah.
That's different.
Then that's the Murakami, no way.
Damn. Wow. Okay. My round. I'm so excited. Okay.
All right, let's.
So Daphne du Maurier, I've read 4 of her novels.
Yep.
I really like all of them, but my favorites are Rebecca and My Cousin Rachel, and she has this very distinctive gothic vibe. And the funny thing is, she describes Cornwall in exquisite detail. Right? I feel like I know the landscape of Cornwall Cornwall so well, but only the other day I realized I have no idea where it is on a map. I know it's in the UK.
Yeah.
And I was like, where on the island is? But turns out it's on the southwestern side of the island of Great Britain, which is interesting. But yeah, a lot of her books are set in Cornwall. I remember someone said that she at her time of writing, all the intellectuals were writing about communism and socialism.
and
but
she was ahead of the curve on gender.
Yeah, you can say that. So she decided to focus on gender and especially from the women's perspective. And I think her writing is no less revolutionary.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I think okay. First one. Happiness is not a possession to be prized. It is a quality of thought, a state of mind. Do you want me to reread it?
Yeah, read it again.
Happiness is not a possession to be prized. It is a quality of thought, a state of mind.
I feel like it is. Is it?
Do you need to reason it out or are you good?
Oh, yeah, like her works are like famously immersive, right? I'm just finding excuses for myself. It's like you don't wake up from it knowing the line. You wake up from it knowing the story. Okay, I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, is it Rebecca? It's Rebecca, right?
Yeah, it's Rebecca.
Yeah. Oh, so Rebecca is about this really shy girl who remains nameless throughout the entire book, and then she is really insecure and just finds no power in the world. And then, yeah, she meets this older guy whose wife just died. Yeah, and she kind of organizes her identity around him.
Wow.
Bit psychological horror in that way.
I actually now I kind of want to read it.
You should read it.
Yeah,
You
it
really
sounds-
should
it
read
actually
it.
sounds
You won't be
pretty good.
disappointed.
I am glad it cannot happen twice. The fever of first love.
Yes, that is.
Can you say the rest? The line that comes after.
I cannot. The fever of first love. No, I cannot say the rest of the line, but I know where it is. It's where the really inconfident girl falls in love with the powerful man.
For it is a fever and a burden too, whatever the poets may say. I really like that line.
Yeah,
It's pretty great.
Damn.
All right, so
In the movies, they made it about like the whole reason he fell in love with her is just that they had sex, which is so far away from the point that the book is trying to make. It's just so bad.
so why does he fall in love with her in the?
First of all, they do not have sex. The reason he fell in love with her is, I can't say it spoils things.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
But it's not because they had sex.
Okay, the next one is there is something at work in my soul which I do not understand.
Is that Sylvia Plath?
No?
There's something in my soul, at work in my soul, which
There's something at work in my soul which I do not understand.
No, I think no.
Yeah, you're right. It's not.
Thank
Do you know who? Do you want to guess who it is?
I was gonna guess Sylvia Plath. No?
No.
Have I read it?
I think so.
Okay.
You should have.
Okay. Something at work.
It's really popular, so you would have.
At work in my soul. Well, anyway, I don't know who that's from.
It's from Frankenstein.
I have read Frankenstein.
Yeah.
But Frankenstein is it's too many years ago now.
Okay. So hang on. We are 2 quotes in. No,
Three
three.
quotes in,
Three.
yeah.
So you're 3 for 3.
Yeah.
Nice. Good job. Okay. I suppose sooner or later, in the life of everyone comes a moment of trial.
Yes. Oh, I know that moment.
That was really good.
And I know that moment.
Yeah,
oh
what
my
happens?
god. I can't tell you what happens.
God damn.
But it's a very good twist. It's a very good twist that happens in the second half of the book. Yeah. In everyone's life there comes a trial, right? Sorry, can you finish the quote?
Oh, I thought you were going to finish
No,
it.
I can't finish the quote, but I recognize
We
it.
all of us have our particular devil who rides us and torments us, and we must give battle in the end. That's a good line. That's a really good line.
Yes. Yeah, she loves saying we all of us have. That's a more
He loves
old-fashioned-
we.
She that's a like old-fashioned style of writing, right? Like we neither of us do this. We
Yeah.
all of us do this.
Okay, so what are you, 4 or 4?
Yeah.
I wondered why it was that places are so much lovelier when one is alone.
Oh my god, you said Daphne du Maurier. If it is Rebecca, it would be where the main character goes to the beach alone. Like
People fucking love the beach.
without the husband. What the fuck? Oh my god. Places are so much lovelier when you're alone. Places are so much lovelier. Oh, I want to say yes and want to say no equally strongly.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me think 5 more seconds. That tone is very du Maurier. Places are so much lovelier. But when you're alone, I'm just struggling to see where that would fit. Is there a different book by du Maurier?
You have to answer first.
Oh, damn
I'll
it!
give you the answer.
Okay, fine.
Get out of here.
Places are so much lovelier. Places are so much lovelier. Oh, okay. I'm gonna say no.
It is.
Oh, damn it! Is it from Rebecca?
It's from Rebecca.
What the fuck?
You got to find it now.
I think it must be when...
It would make sense. Like,
right, I think the tone is very du Maurier.
yeah, I genuinely thought you were going to get it way faster.
Oh, damn. Oh, it is a very short line in my defense.
All right. Number 7. We're not meant for happiness, you and I.
That is du Maurier.
Just because of the we, right?
But is it Rebecca or is it my cousin Rachel? We are not meant for happiness, you and I. I love that line. Like, when you know the gothic setting of the story, that line just hits you so hard. We're not meant for happiness, you and I. I think... Okay, it's Rebecca?
Yeah.
Okay, it's Rebecca. Oh. I think the husband said that. And that line just, like, crushes
The character?
the character completely. Because, like, he's all she has.
So you're 5 of 6
Okay,
at
okay.
the moment.
Okay.
It was love at first sight, at last sight.
What? Say it again.
It was love at first sight, comma, at last sight.
Love at first sight, comma, and then at last sight.
Yeah.
Like, last sighting of someone.
Yeah.
It was love at first sight. No way. Oh my god. No, it's not.
You're right. It's not.
Oh, thank fuck.
Do you know what it's from?
No idea.
It's from Lolita.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
And the full quote is, it was love at first sight, at last sight, at ever and ever sight. But I cut that bit out because I'm like, she'll know right away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. That is so true. That, like, extravagant style, that's very Lolita, very Nabokov. Damn.
Nabokov has some beautiful fucking like lines.
Beautiful lines. But that is very... The style is a little bit off. I think the desperation and intensity of love is the same, but the style is a little deviant from du Maurier. Yes, I got it right. Woo!
Okay, so you're 6 of 7?
Yeah.
A dreamer I walked enchanted and nothing held me back.
A dreamer. Oh, yes. It's in chapter 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Let me tell you, chapter 1. So Rebecca has one of the most iconic opening lines in all of literature.
Really?
Which is, last night I dreamed I went to Manderley again.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
And that's on every fucking page.
Yeah.
And I was like, the fucking word Manderley is in here. Fuck that.
Yeah. So in the first chapter, she goes back to Manderley in a dream. So hence the quote that you just said. In a dream I walk enchanted, right?
A dreamer I walked enchanted and nothing held me back.
Yeah.
Every moment was a precious thing, having in it the essence of finality.
I know that line. Every moment is a precious thing, having in it the essence
of finality.
Damn it.
There's some beautiful lines.
I know. Wow, I'm literally sweating buckets right now. I'm racking my brains. I don't think it is. It's not.
It is.
Oh, damn it!
Also, this is like, probably should have told you this earlier,
Yeah?
but these are all from Rebecca.
Yeah, I can tell.
I've only
that's fine.
Yeah.
It
is.
What the frick? Every moment is precious. Jeez, I actually have no idea where that's from. Damn. Need to read it again.
Another excuse to reread.
Yeah.
She herself did not seem quite real. She was pale and almost transparent, the victim I used for my own enjoyment in dreams.
I almost immediately yelled out no, but I'm gonna learn my lesson and just think about it for 1 minute. Can you say it again?
She herself did not seem quite real. She was pale and almost transparent. The victim I used for my own enjoyment in dreams.
The victim I use in my own enjoyment. That's not du Maurier.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not.
Who's it from?
Anna Kavan, Ice. It's like a story about. Have you heard about the book?
Ice. Is it the one? Is she the Scandinavian author?
I don't know if she's Scandinavian, but
Okay.
like the story is basically that like a guy comes back from a war or something, or he comes back from overseas and he's like hanging out. I don't even know if that's true, but something like that. Comes back to his country and there's ice everywhere. Like for some reason, the whole place is covered in snow. And he wanders to this place where there's a girl who is like very pale and sickly that he's like totally in love with, and her husband, and he stays with them. And then she suddenly disappears and the husband loses his shit at the guy. So the guy goes to look for her. And it's got really beautiful imagery. It's basically like inspired by the author's experience with heroin, I think.
Okay, so it's called Ice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it's because like, yeah, and like
What's her name? Anna
Kavan,
How do you spell?
Kavan.
Okay.
There are some great descriptions. Like, what I saw had no solidity. It was all made of mist and nylon with nothing behind.
Damn, that is beautiful. Were you just searching for like hardcore women authors?
No, I was because I've read this book, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I'm like,
oh my god, yeah. I think that line too pale. Like, du Maurier's main characters never describe themselves physically. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's a great line in Ice that's, I had never met anyone before who owned a telephone and yet believed in dragons. It's a really good line.
I just saw this line on Goodreads. That is a good line, yeah.
All right. So
Damn.
that's 10, I think.
Yay!
Are you 8 of 10 or 9 of 10? You tripped up on the first one, which was the
places are lovelier when you're
lovelier.
That one.
And then Not Meant for Happiness, You and I.
No, I got that one.
No, you got that one? Lolita, you got that one right.
That one. Yeah.
A Dreamer, I Walked Enchanted.
I got that one.
You got that one. Yeah, so okay, so you're... Oh, Every Moment Was a Precious Thing Happening.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get that one. So I got 8 out of 10.
Yeah, 8 out of 10.
Good job on choosing the Lolita quote. Excellent. Oh, damn. Okay. So, yeah, you got 8 out of 10 on Murakami as well. And you got 10 out of 10 on Community. I got 9 out of 10 on J.D. Salinger. I think we both did way too well for our own good.
Yeah, like it was kind of like not... I was like, this is not... It was still fun to talk about, but...
It's so fun. I had so much fun. I just meant that we just exposed ourselves as mega nerds.
Oh, yeah. Wow, we're on a podcast talking about books.
About books.
Who the fuck wants to hear this? Bonus questions.
Yeah.
Teenager or writer? I lay in bed and made up stories about him in my head. I was never brave enough to ask if they were real.
Oh my god. I'm gonna guess that's a writer.
It was one of the students I taught English to. I was tutoring her. She was telling me about like her relationship with her like the high school boyfriend.
Really?
And I was like,
oh my
god. I had to like, yeah, it was just like, it was something that always stuck with me.
Jeez.
But it was just.
It's a good line. She has potential.
All right.
She's potential. That's good.
No, look, she was not good. She was not good. She was just really sad.
Teenagers never are. You know?
Yeah. Okay. The next one is the last one, the other one. I've been sad. I've done that already and I'm over it. I want to do something that matters and I don't know what yet, but when I find out, that's where I'll go.
Oh my god. When you said the sad thing, I was like, oh, is this BoJack Horseman? But as you kept going...
I've been sad.
Teenager?
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, yay! Is it yours?
It's my cousin.
Oh, damn.
He's, HSC, so...
Oh. Oh my god.
Anyway, there you go.
Yeah. Well, the first one fooled me. So I guess well done to her. She would be what? How old is she
I don't
now?
know. It's been so long. I'm sure she's like working now. Like she's
Okay.
probably, yeah.
Well, I'm sure she would have grown out of it.
I'm sure she's not. She doesn't give a shit about that guy anymore. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the episode, right?
Yeah, that's the section of the episode at least. Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was good. It was fun.
I had so much fun.
What? I don't. I guess that's because you would never do this with your friends randomly. You never grab
Exactly.
your friend and just be like, "Hey, do you want to do a quotes off?"
Exactly. Who would do that? No one. And you had to do homework in advance
Yeah.
to prepare for it. Damn. Okay. But it's really good. I feel like we've both defended our reputation. And I love the ultra specific things that like we're like clawing out words in this like 5-word quote about this word is like this author. This word is not like this author.
It's like this word, but if it was this author, it would be this book because blah 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 blah.
I think all high school English teachers and high school literary teachers around the world will be very proud of us.
Would they? One of mine was a TV show.
A literary TV show, you could argue. And also, you did so well on the Murakami one. Jeez.
But that's like now kind of thinking about it, I'm like the Murakami one was not as hard as I thought it was gonna be.
To be fair though, like if I had been a Murakami expert, I'm sure I would have thought of like more difficult ways to trip you up. Yeah,
that's kind of how I feel as well. I'm like,
I'm
because
not an expert.
Yeah, and that's how I felt about Rebecca. I was like, oh, I haven't read this fucking book. I didn't have time to read the books.
Yeah.
That
you already did enough homework.
That would have been really impressive if, like, if we had the time and we like read each other's books.
Oh my god. If someone pays me money to do it, oh, please support Licensed Poetics. Buy me a coffee. If you pay us $1,000, we will do that. We will read the book so that we can trip each other better.
1,000, God.
Because we're never gonna do it, right? You know, on Books Unbound, this is a nice way to close off. The girls were like, if we ever get this amount of money on our Patreon, we will dye our hair peach.
Do you want to do something similar?
Well, we just said it, right?
Oh, no, I meant like frosted tips. Because I know that like, someone the other day was talking to me about frosted tips and they were like, I don't think they'll ever come back. And I was like, oh, they might.
What's frosted tips?
Oh, it's like when like the tips of your hair.
I kind of already have that, right?
I'm not going to do that from like the States.
Derek is moving to the US. Well, we're never gonna hit the goal anyway. So if we get If we get $500 a month on Buy Me a Coffee, we will do orange frosted tips.
Yeah, let's. Why not?
Do orange tips.
I'm kind of terrified that it will happen, and if it does happen, platinum is the way to go. So let's just do the normal frosted tips.
Okay, we can do different colors. I'm not changing the hairstyle.
You're not gonna look like fucking like Justin Timberlake from NSYNC days.
But I'm very willing to commit to the color.
Yeah, you just want to dye your hair again. You're like, yeah, fine.
No, that's just expensive. Like
Oh,
I could actually.
It is really expensive.
I can
right?
actually only afford it if people give me $500 a month on Buy Me a Coffee. Hey, I hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Next, I have a few snippets from my conversation with Angela, recorded in Singapore, that didn't make it into her episode because it was too long. We talk about comic book recommendations and being a freelancer, because Angela is a freelance comic artist. Enjoy! Okay, now let's get started with the interview with the artist section.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm not a huge comic book reader.
Blasphemy.
I know, right? I kind of hate that about myself. I wish I was a better comic book reader. So if you were to recommend any comic or graphic novels for a beginner,
I have a list.
yes, what would you recommend?
Okay. I think I need to start off by distinguishing what is a graphic novel and what is a comic.
Yes, please.
Yeah, because the terms do get like swapped around interchangeably.
But they're different.
They're different. A comic is a monthly serial form of like sequential art. So think superhero comics. So most people who don't read comics don't know this because like these comics get conflated together and put out, and it's called I'm losing the word for it, but basically comics is
what is it called?
I forgot
an
the
issue.
word. No, an issue is a single 24 page
Oh, okay.
like thing that comes out every month. It gets collected edition. They get
Okay.
conflated into a collected edition and are sold as books, right? So like. And a graphic novel is a singular story written by a singular author and maybe an artist, or they could be both, and it comes out as like a book, like 100-something page book.
Yeah. So a graphic novel is never usually serialized, right?
Yeah, it's like it comes out like a regular like published book.
Yeah, so what are some of the recommendations for beginners?
All right. So if you are into like superheroes, which is what comics are most well known for, I really recommend Ultimate Spider-Man. And this is confusing because there is a new Ultimate Spider-Man that came out this year, also called Ultimate Spider-Man. Yep. So I'm going to say Ultimate Spider-Man from the 2000s, written by Brian Michael Bendis and with art by Mark Bagley.
Okay.
So it's really good because this was when Marvel was trying to reboot their Spider-Man franchise because Spider-Man started in like the 60s. And there's, if people are not familiar, like for comics, you get multiple writers and multiple artists to take over like an ongoing series. So what they call canon gets very messy and very confusing. That's why people don't know where to start. So Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Bagley rewrote Spider-Man from scratch, made it more modern, made it very relatable. So I really recommend that.
Is it Peter Parker or?
Oh, very good question.
I know because Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is one of my favorite movies of all time.
You have such great taste.
I know I do, girl. And then I'm mentioning it because you have a poster of it on your wall.
I love that movie.
I love that movie so much.
That movie changed my brain chemistry.
It changed my life, honestly.
Honestly.
Yeah, but I think I definitely appreciate it more from a literary and writing perspective. But as you obviously will have more of the comic context.
Right.
And there's so many references in that movie to different takes on Spider-Man.
Yeah.
All the messy canon that you just mentioned. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm very curious. As a non-comic book reader, was it very hard to follow?
Oh, no. Not at all.
Really?
I was very drawn to the message and just the flow of the story, how they created the characters. I definitely don't get a lot of the references.
Right.
But
it didn't take away from the experience?
Not at all. Not at all. It was just a beautiful film that I think everyone should watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah.
So was it in the book that you recommend, is it Peter Parker?
I say, okay, it starts with Peter Parker, but the same creative team worked on Miles Morales. That's where Miles Morales actually came from, actually. Yeah. But yes, Ultimate Spider-Man, you can read it from like the Peter Parker era all the way into the Miles Morales era. It's a good run. The second one is kind of similar. It's DC Rebirth, Wonder Woman by Greg Rucka with art by Liam Sharp and Nicola Scott. I've actually met Nicola Scott. She's very nice. She's Australian.
Oh!
Yeah.
I didn't know that. In Sydney?
Yeah, in Sydney. She was in
amazing.
King's Comics. Yeah.
Nice.
She's
wow.
very nice. Yeah.
So what is it about this take on Wonder Woman that you like?
Strap in. I think Wonder Woman is probably the most like misunderstood of like the Trinity, like Batman and Superman. Like most people know Batman and Superman's backstories, right?
Yeah, I think
mostly like broad strokes. Yeah, but most people don't understand Wonder Woman or like her characterization. Like, could you give me like a Wonder?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen one Gal Gadot movie. I think she's from like the Greek mythology.
Yep.
And she went to London. Was it? And then she's just like really strong.
Okay, yeah.
I really don't know much.
No, that's fine. Actually, yeah, like in the comics she doesn't go to London, but that was for the movie, so whatever. But yeah, so a lot of Wonder Woman's characterization is actually tied to Greek mythology. Right. So what Greg Rucka does, it's the same thing. DC was like sort of rebooting itself again for the 50th time. Very annoying. But I thought they did something really interesting with this run. It was like Greg Rucka would do one issue with Liam Sharp and it'll be Wonder Woman in the present, like modern day America.
Okay.
And then he would do one with Nicola Scott and it would be like Wonder Woman when she was still in Themyscira, which is the island where she came from. So Wonder Woman from the past.
Okay.
And you can see how she has like evolved and grown, adapted to like living in our world. And like how like so Wonder Woman's whole thing is like hope actually, which is very Green Lantern, but it's like hope and purity and like defender of the weak. She's very pure. I don't know how else to put it, right? And then she always sees the good in people, right? She doesn't. Does she believe in the law? I don't know. She doesn't. She believes in like.
She sees the good in people. I feel like that's a bit princessy, even.
Yeah, because she's a princess.
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
Well,
like,
that's good. That's good. Yeah.
like one of her nemesis, Cheetah, was actually one of her best friends. Who like it's all about mythology. It's all about if I had to pin Wonder Woman to anything, it's mythology and how hubris has consequences, and like how the people in her lives try to like catch up with her and like fail, and then she has to sort of like guide them through. It's very interesting. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds incredible. But then I'm curious, when you read comics, like, do you think the story matters more to you or the art style matters more to you?
Oh, this is such a good question. Okay. When I was just a comic book reader, I would say the story mattered more to me.
Okay.
And then, but now that I'm like a professional like artist, I do look at art styles, but I would even deign to say that sometimes if the art is too good, I don't take in the story as well.
Wow. So it distracts you from the story.
It kind of does, yeah.
Okay, thanks so much for the recommendation. Do you have another one?
I have so many.
Yes.
I have graphic novel recommendations.
Yes, hit me with them, please.
All right. So you might enjoy this one. It's called The Loneliness of the Long Distance Cartoonist, and it's written and drawn by Adrian Tomei.
Wait, the long distance cartoonist? Why do I feel like that describes you perfectly?
No, that's the thing, right? This graphic novel was written for every anxiety-ridden like freelance artist.
Oh.
And also, like, what I find fascinating, because, like, a lot of stories, like, autobiographical stories about artists making it, it's all about getting there, right? Like, how did I get to success? How did I, like, once you get the job, you're successful, right? Usually in stories. This one explores, like, what happens post-success.
Oh.
Like the imposter syndrome.
Okay.
The rage you feel when you're not nominated for all the awards you think you deserve. People pronouncing your name wrong on stage. People making fun of you in conventions because like, you know, you might think you're famous, right? But like most people don't know what you look like. You could just be standing there and they'd be like there's a very funny scenario in the book where he's standing behind two people and he was like, oh my god, they're talking about my book. They're gonna lord me with praise, you know? And they're like, oh, Adrian Tomei? He's all right. Actually, he's kind of awful. Like, I kind of hate like his work. He's trying to be like so-and-so. And then like it breaks him and it's so relatable.
Wow. Yeah, I definitely need to read this.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the Goodreads page now, and it says, what happens when a childhood hobby turns into a lifelong career? Yeah, it's not all dreamy, I guess.
It's not all dreamy. And like, I think I kind of relate to it now because like, what is not known about, like, at least on my side of the job, like being a comic book artist, is that like, people don't really draw boundaries with you when they work with you. So like, because like a big part of the job is posting your art on social media.
Yeah.
Right? Then like you'll get people who like it and stuff, and they'll be like, oh, we love you. You can't do anything wrong. Do you want to work with me? Which usually is fine, right? But like, usually when you like draw a boundary, and this is not every scenario, but like it has happened. When you agree to work with someone and you don't deliver like what they want exactly because you can't see into their mind's eye, right? They treat you different, or they like they stop talking to you, and it really hurts because you think you've made a relationship with this person. Yeah, it's very parasocial and like it sucks. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that says so much about just, you know, being a freelancer and especially being a freelance artist, because you have to wear different hats and be everything, you know, in a conventional, because I have worked in a conventional corporate workplace, you kind of have that layers, you know, like when shit hits the fan, there's your manager that deals with it as the first line of defense. And then it goes to you, and then you dilute it among your colleagues who are just like cogs like you, and you kind of like, you take it less personally. But when you're working for yourself, obviously it's your name and your actual life on the line.
Yeah. Okay, someone told me like, why can't you just contact human resources?
Who's human resource?
And I'm like, I'm the human resource. Me. So how I got into comics was like I just listened to a lot of podcasts about comic books and like narrowed down the try and true method of like meeting an editor, which is going to a Comic-Con. And this is why people in America have such an advantage. You could go to so many of these conventions, whereas I can't, you know?
There are just more conventions.
There are just more conventions, and they happen like all year round. And you can like, I don't know, you can travel interstate.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but I can't do that, right? Like flying to America is like very expensive.
Very expensive, yeah.
Yeah. So like what I did was like I took my portfolio and I went to show it to an editor, like
In
to
America?
editors. Yeah, in New York Comic Con, right?
Nice.
Yeah. And that's how I got noticed. And what you do is you give them your name cards and you take their name cards and you email them your portfolio and then hopefully you get a job from that. So that's how I got like my first few jobs.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I think my first few jobs were like Kickstarter comics. So like, you know, like people crowdfunding their own comics. And then that's how I met other writers and other artists. And then like one of this other artist, I'll just name drop her, like Fellhound. I'm so thankful for her. She was doing like me, she was doing like a Kickstarter reward. Then she got the chance to publish her own comic book. And she was looking for a cover artist. And because we knew each other from the previous project, she was like, oh, do you want to do the cover? And I was like, yeah, I'll do the cover. And then I did the cover. And then like it blew up. And that got my name already in the publishing industry,
that's
right?
so good, yeah.
Yeah, and other people saw it. And then that's how I got reached out. And that's how it just kept going, just kept snowballing.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Thank
I should
you.
say.
Yeah.
This is the funniest story because Angela was telling me that she made a zine, and I was like, "Oh, how many pages?" Because at least in the literary world, a zine is like 20 pages, it's like a little pamphlet. And then Angela was just kind of casually like, "Oh, it's like 100 pages." And I was like, "Girl, that's not a zine. That's a whole ass book."
Yeah, okay. Yes.
Okay, well, it's not available anymore. But how else can people support you?
You can follow me on social media.
Yes,
I would really appreciate that.
Yes, I'll leave Angela's handle in the description of this episode.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's it for this episode of Licensed Poetics. If you'd like to support this podcast, please head to buymeacoffee.com/licensedpoetics. Thanks again for listening. I'm your host, Fang Ling, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!